What's up, everybody? K1 here. We're at the studio of Podcast Suites Studio.
Just happy to be here. Come on back. We're gonna go left here, gentlemen.
What's going on, K1?
So here's the way it works. We got 4 microphones here, gentlemen. I don't know how I'm familiar. I guess you guys run studios, right? So you're familiar with how to use mic technique, right? So the goal with these microphones, the nice RE20s, 320s, get as close as you can without touching. You're gonna have great sound quality. I've got everything. This really unit, if you're not familiar with it, has an Apex processor in it, so it's very high quality coming through this. So what we do, this is mic 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4. It's as simple as this. You pot up your mics, just like this. You hit these buttons, make sure they're all on green, and hit the record button, and y'all can start talking. Here's whoever's back here can set your microphone or your headset sound level, just so you guys are okay. I do have, now once again, these are generic ones, but we have availability. If you have an open and close of music, we can download it into the system prior, and we can have an open and close to your podcast. Okay. But we have available to do sound effects and everything else, but we need to do that in advance. But if we can do it if you guys need it. If you have a phone caller, if you have anybody interested in making a phone call here, we could take it Bluetooth or hardwired into the board. You can talk to them like they're right here.
Facebook.
So we can't call them through Facebook, though.
I'm back, y'all. Y'all know GMoney's back in the building. In fact, 7 Arcade was in the building, man. It's good to be back, y'all, man. You just don't understand. GMoney's back for all of the fact. We're gonna get it right.
Yep. Well, not yet.
We'll get y'all right.
There he is. It's done. You're connected.
Yeah, I heard.
Got it.
All right, mic test. 1, 2, 3.
So he's got to touch it. And there's applause.
Check, one,
So you got applause on this one. You got a trombone. You got
it shows you what it is.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, and we can add.
Oh,
as
my
many
mic
as
was
we want,
unplugged.
but
Let me plug
see,
that
it
in.
says laughter.
I got my man G with me.
You already know what's
I got
going
Wade
on.
Williams in the building. How you doing over there, K1?
So, I know I'm asking a lot of questions.
All right, guys. This
4,
is it.
3, 2, 1.
All right, welcome to 7R podcast. We discuss music, sports, business, pretty much anything. We're open to a lot of things. My name is Wade, also known as KingWadeFu, and I will be your host today. We're definitely going to get different hosts asking questions today, so just have an open mind. This is our first crack at it, and I'm excited. And this is the real deal here. So we're going to start asking some questions first with GMoney. He's a guy that's been with me for a while.
What's up?
He hit the road with us for a while. He's been out there, especially down south, Orlando, Tampa area, doing shows, help managing artists, and pretty much getting money with me. So GMoney, man, how you doing today?
I feel great, man. How you been, man? It's a long time, man. long time waiting, man.
Okay. Just some quick questions. G, we're not gonna ask you a lot of questions today, man. I just want you to, really think these questions through, because this is the foundation, 7R Music Foundation.
I got you.
And we want to make sure we touch a lot of things. All right, so I'm gonna start off with this. GMoney, where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay. And so how did you do you remember the first time me and you linked up, and how did that go for you once you met me and took off?
Once I landed in Jacksonville, Florida, I have family here as well, you know. I met you through my family, actually, one of my cousins.
Okay, and what's that? And
his name is Junebug.
Okay, and is Junebug an artist?
Yes, he's doing his little thing.
Nice. Okay, how did you? I heard you had a lot of dance background. Explain a little bit about the dance background.
I started dancing when I was like 9 years old. They called a group out of Boston, Massachusetts called Project Concern. It's a youth organization where we try to get young people off the streets of Boston.
Nice.
Trying to get away from violence, gang members and stuff like that,
nice.
So they can turn their life around and try to help them with their life. Like, nice. As they grow up,
Okay. All right. So another question. Do you feel that music has changed since? Because we had a couple runs, maybe about 3 or 4 years ago. We did some traveling down south. Have you seen the music change? Different genres start to infiltrate into hip hop. I mean, where do you think music is going? And have you been able to adapt to the change of the music industry?
Yes, it's like good music. A lot of people show. Give back to their own communities as far as, as an artist, as, putting
vibes and stuff.
Good vibes, not negative vibes, but good vibes and just help the young people.
Yeah, it's about helping the people.
We need to get back to getting the young people to know, hey, they can do what they want to do. They want to do music, they want to play basketball, they want to do a lot of things they need to do. So I think, giving back to the culture of the music is because people like to listen to good music. Right.
Okay. So get back to the beginning. Well, you are a new addition. You were with me when we were with different labels, and now 7R Music is the new wave of North Florida, and we're trying to bring everything back together. We also know that Win Squad, also known as the Win Entertainment, is ran by my brother, and that's family. So a lot of people get it mixed up and think we are competing against each other, and that's not the case. We're all family. So we just want to tip our hats to them and tip our hats to the Horsemen, which Junebug is a part of.
Yes, he is.
And we're glad to have you back.
I'm great to be back, man. It's been a long time. I guess it's a good thing,
Yeah.
God made it.
Certain things happen.
Situations where it took me a long time to get everything ready, you know what I'm saying? So when I got the phone call, I was like, oh, I'm great. I'm so excited.
Nice. Okay. All right. G, we'll get back to you. We're going to keep it going around the table. Next up, we have for 7R Music podcast, we have the legendary Southern Prince. I'm very excited to have this guy. He's been with me day one, just like GMoney has. And we're gonna. He's recently crossed over into the gospel sector. He's gonna talk about the youth. He's gonna talk about the industry, where it's at today. He's gonna talk about his talents, and I'm very excited to have him. How you doing,
What's
Southern
up, Prince? How you been, man?
How y'all doing out there? It's your boy J Proud Southern Prince. I'm happy to be a part of the team. 7R, working with Wade Williams and group, and K1 and my man GMoney. So when you have the right people involved, sky's not the limit. The universe is the limit. So let's go.
All right. So Southern Prince, question number one: where were you born? How did you get to Jacksonville? And what was your experience of meeting me? And which is Wade, KingWadeFu, meeting me and the experience and the music vibe in Jacksonville, Florida.
Well, first and foremost, I started doing music with a group by the name of Trauma Unit with Garcia Vega, and we had our differences and our hash outs. But I know we did a show one time at Club Elixir back in the late 2000s, and you seen us perform, and you was like, these guys are stars. So as we was rocking the show, I had a meeting with you. I was like, you know what? You already had a scene. You already had a buzz in the music business. I was like, well, if I can link up with somebody, I'm going to link up with Wade Williams. Because back then, I signed with Young Niece Entertainment. You was Fatal. So I was like, this guy got it going on. He got the dancers, and I actually came in the game dancing. Being from New Orleans, Louisiana, I had a strong background already in music because I played the trumpet, and I grew up watching Michael Jackson. So I actually came in the game as a hype man and dancing.
Nice.
That's a good thing. Being a hype man is the number one thing. You just got to start training. Where you start from the bottom and work your way up. So that's nice, King. It's nice. It's real nice.
Okay. So next question. We appreciate that honest answer.
Yes, sir.
In your journey. So next question is, what do you feel that the music industry is missing, and how do you feel about the way Jacksonville, Florida scene is going as of today?
I see actually, being a lot, because coming from the circular to the gospel realm, I've been through a lot and seen a lot. But when it comes down to Jacksonville music scene, it's like Jacksonville has a lot of talent. That's recently you have artists Wyclef Osiris, Tokyo Jets, Ace, a lot of the artists is starting to get recognition. The music scene is starting to notice that Jacksonville has a lot of talent. And now, I would say back then, because if you was from Orange Park, from Jacksonville, I didn't do music with you. But now they're starting to see, for us to move, for the tidal wave to hit, for that train to connect together and to conduct, we got to come together. We got to support each other. And I think now Jacksonville's, it took a while, but I think Jacksonville's starting to get, in order for us to make in the music business, we got to support each other and get rid of that thug image.
Right. Okay. And so you're now, we started as a label in, I think 2019, we were Shelf Records.
Absolutely.
Then we made a few adjustments, changed the name, and this is the new wave, which is 7R Music. Why do you think we made you the VP of this company, and where do you see this company going in the next 3 to 4 years, and where do you want to be with this company? And it's very important who we pick to be a part of this.
Absolutely.
Because some people have hidden motives, and we want to make sure that we do this correct.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. I'm happy to be a part of something that's positive, because I didn't want to be the typical music scenario where people are getting robbed, stuck up. I knew teaming up with you, K1 and GMoney, you got like that four-headed dragon. You know, everybody's on the same. Everybody,
I like that answer. I really like that answer.
Everybody's supporting each other. Everybody know what it's about. Yeah, we want to get to the next level, but for us to come together and show the camaraderie, show that brotherhood, and to show a positive image. So with me being a gospel artist and going to church faithfully and supporting my community, and as a black man, I know what it takes for me to get to that next level. So in serving God, and God put me in leadership in his kingdom. So with already doing that and leading people, I know the only way I could do is go up and lead people the right way.
Right. Okay. So, and that's awesome. We really try to do things positive. No one's perfect, but it's important for us to do things the right way.
Absolutely.
And to do it according to God. So, I'm a big fan of doing things the right way. And,
right.
And I do. I love God, and I try to do everything the best of my ability the right way. Let me ask you this. So you're VP. You're an artist, a gospel artist, businessman, father. What is your advice to a person that has a dream, start out selling? See, back in the day, we sold CDs out of the trunk.
Had the sweat, baby. That sweat equity. Had the hustle.
Today we got the suit. Hey, today we got the suit and tie on. But honestly, it wasn't always like this. So
yes, sir.
So it's important. So it's important to let the world, the community, and the fans know that this didn't happen overnight, and it takes time. And we are family, and yes, family have disagreements. That's part of it.
True,
but at the end of the day, we have a purpose, and we're trying to not only promote good music and music that respects everyone, but
absolutely
just music that's gonna have longevity and be a classic, pretty much. So, one other question I wanted to ask you, Southern Prince. There's a lot of talk about. And we don't want to get into detail, about the secret societies and all that stuff like that, Illuminati, stuff like that.
I understand.
Some people think every major label has that type of sign your name in blood type situation. You and I have had talks about it. That's not. I'm sure it's out there somewhere. It's not every label doing that.
That's true.
But at the same time, what we need to let the people know is that if you're a local artist and you have no money, you take $1 million advance or $500,000 advance or whatever whatever it may be, you still have to pay that money back. These major labels are like banks. They're giving you a loan, and they're gonna want some money back. So in order to get their money back, there's certain rules they're gonna want you to follow. And the problem is artists don't know that they have to pay the money back. They think it's just gonna take the money back.
Yeah, on the back.
Yeah, they think they're just gonna take that money and just like run. You know what I'm saying? So we have to let them know, if you sign a deal, You either got to get it, get their money back through sales, merchandise, whatever it may be. They call you to do. So don't complain when your sales are down and you still owe that money.
It's a loan. It's pretty much a loan.
Yeah, you either have to make more albums or sell more merchandise or go on tour more. It's gonna be times where you have to leave your family, and that's part of this business, and that they don't understand.
Well, see, let me cut you off for a second, Wade.
Okay.
That's part of that. It's just because when you start off as a group. You gotta bring into the, it's just like you have a basketball coach, you got like 9 guys on the team, people got their own positions where, you guys gotta come together and find a way to win, what I'm saying? To find a way to win.
And create income.
Create income. Some people don't got that, but they have to work around that. They have to come in and help, the person that's not, don't got no income and stuff like that. There's a lot of people out there don't got incomes like that.
Yeah, but at the same, what we're saying is when, and I agree with what you're saying, what angle you're going at that. But what I'm saying is, when you got a millionaire putting money into back in your situation, you have to deliver.
Yeah,
to be able to get that money back, whether you have the right structured team around you or not. You're right. It has to happen somehow.
Work with what you got.
The correct investments. And I'm gonna say this. This is so important, guys.
I understand.
This is why I try to create that family environment with us, because when we get to that level, or if God blesses us and someone gets a record deal or a promotion of any kind, if you have the right family around you to coach you or to give you good advice, things will run smoother. You'll figure out a way to get things back. So go ahead, Prince.
And also with that, you have to be you have to show creativity. You have to be patient, because a couple months ago, I know if you remember, Wade, somebody from Interscope tried to reach out to me.
Right.
I have a single guy brought me back, and it was hot, and they heard the single.
Right.
And they was trying to play his Interscope records, and the first thing I did, I could have easily didn't bring it to my leader of music, my co-owner. I could have just went, you know what? Hey, run with it. Come to find out, I called the number, and it was a dummy deal. They just wanted some money, but the way they had it, it looked so legit. It actually was their website.
I seen the email.
That's crazy.
We got excited, but then something told me, wait.
Right.
So what I did is I reached out to my sister. She has a degree, I think music law, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that was a blessing.
Nikki, correct me if I'm wrong, but she's intelligent, and she looked at the email and she pointed out 6 flaws in that email, and she said it does look official, but she said this is a scam.
Right.
And once I told Prince that, yes, we were a little disappointed, but the mere fact that they're even sending us emails and people are trying to backtrack our work and send us certain things to send money, it tells us that we're still on the right path.
Correct.
They're seeing what we're doing, but we have to be careful in this business. And like he said, if someone comes to you offering you something big or money, make sure you follow protocol and let me know so I can protect you.
Right.
Okay? Because at the end of the day, most people that are assigned to me or that I'm managing, they try to hide if they get an opportunity from me. They think, oh, Wade wants money out of this. Well, Wade's good either way, to be honest with you. So I'm trying to protect you. I'm not trying to take away from you. So let's make that clear right now. All right, we got one more question there, and I want to interview our video guy, our other VP, and our he's over the engineering of our company. He's a very important person with this company, 7R Music.
Yes.
So we're getting ready. We're gonna work our way back around and ask more questions
and get some laughters and jokes and stuff.
Right.
And get to it.
So so we're gonna do that. All right, so up next, we got K1.
What up?
I'm so proud of this guy, too. We used to work together on the business tip, and then it evolved, and I say, man, this guy would be perfect for 7R Music and helping us with engineering music and writing and help me manage these artists, because it's very hard to manage artists. So I want to say K1, how's it going?
What's up?
I'm so excited to have you today, man.
Glad to be here.
I'm excited to hear you answer some questions for me. What's unique about K1? Not only does he like gaming, he likes anything technology wise. He's good at managing people. He's professional, and this is why I brought him in the mix. I knew once I saw him, met him, I knew him for a year. I said, this guy, he has what it takes. So what's going on, K1? How you feeling?
Going, man? Feeling good, man.
K1? How you feeling, man?
Awesome, man.
Okay. K1, so where are you originally from? Let's let people kind of know where you come from, and let's start there.
Yeah, pretty much grew up in Jacksonville. Okay. I was born up in Virginia, but because my dad was in the Navy and moved around. But as soon as I was born, like 3 months later, we moved down to Jacksonville. So lived here all my life. My dad retired here. So yeah, Jacksonville's pretty much home for me.
Okay. All right. And when did you start? We're going to get to the music, but I still want to know about the gaming, the Twitch. Is that, that's what
Twitch,
it's
Twitch
called.
streaming.
When did you start getting into gaming? Is that something you did as a child or?
Pretty much all my life, yeah. Like I started with the Atari, man. So that's how far
that
back
was
I go.
Atari. The Atari was good
when I
back
was a
in the
little
day.
kid.
And that was one of my favorites too, as well.
Yeah, man. So like I was raised by my parents always like went to work, but then my grandparents were home, and I'd be in the room just like turning on this Atari and just playing, and then like all of a sudden we had like the Nintendo, and then we just evolved, and I've just been in gaming like ever since I was little kid. So and I've been like very competitive, very professional, like into the whole gaming thing. So and then growing up in this day and age, like gaming has evolved into this crazy thing. I don't know if you watch any of like the YouTube videos of like one of the big games out is like League of Legends. It's a really competitive game out in they hold it in Korea, and Koreans are really crazy into gaming, and I'll get more into Koreans in a bit. So, but yeah, gaming has evolved into this thing, and I started playing this game. It's Final Fantasy, and you can play online. And how long ago was it? Like 5 years, 9? Yeah, 5 years. I got into it, and then it's a game that you can only play online, and it had a really good community. And there's some people that play the game that are YouTubers too. So I'll go on YouTube and I'll figure out like, oh, how do you do this thing in like in part of the game? Like the game's hard, so like you have to figure out certain things. And then they had these YouTube content creators that would make videos about the video game. So then, I would watch those YouTubers. Like, wow, I always like looked up to them and stuff. And then later on down the road, I kept playing the game, and I found out about Twitch. Like, I met some friends through the game. They're like, oh, let me Twitch stream this. I'm like, what's streaming? What's Twitch streaming? They're like, they sent me the link. It blew my mind because I was like, what is this? So they're like, yeah, let me send you the link and check it out. So so I open it up, and I'm like, I create an account and stuff, and then I'm watching this, and I'm like, wow, this is live? You're like streaming like right now? This is so crazy. So Twitch was like in my mind, right? But sooner down the road, I found out like my favorite YouTuber that I follow, like makes guides and stuff for the game, she Twitches too. I'm like, whoa, let me get in there. So like I check her out in the chat, and then what blew my mind was like you can go into, like, if you ever go into a Twitch stream, there's this little chat, and then like the streamer can interact with her community, or his or her community. And I said something, and then she reacted to it. She was like, oh yeah, K1, blah blah blah. I was like, wait, did she just spoke to me? Like, what? This is great. Like Twitch was really crazy. Like that little first time experience like into Twitch, I was like, wow, this is really cool. So I got into it. And then sooner down the road, long story short, sooner down the road, I started streaming myself too. Not really big, but I just like doing it just because I enjoy gaming and streaming at the same time. And then like from that, you just gain experience through like media too. So you got streaming, and then I got back into like video editing stuff, and then I had my own like YouTube channel and stuff. So yeah, my whole like experience with media, it's still small. But as much as I can, I try and gain as much experience as I can, like learning new things here and there. I'm very open to like learning new things, and such.
Good. So, and that's awesome that we are a label that is diverse. We're a label that it's not always just about music. Okay, we need to start venturing off into different things that that people love, and it's not always about what you want. Sometimes you have to take a step back and look at other things that people are doing. And I learned I didn't know what Twitch was until I met you. So, which is weird. But
and going back to like what people want, it's I'd like to get into like talking about media. Like media is such a really big tool, especially like if you're in the music industry. Like I'm pretty sure like media is probably your number one tool if you're gonna have like a record label. So it's a make or break for all these labels out here, especially now this day and age where like I said, like you can get into streaming, you can get into all sorts of things through media, just using your Instagram, Facebook, free advertisement through the multimedia.
Good. Okay, and next question I want to ask you. So you come from also with gaming and all this other stuff, and of course you're intelligent. You have a little bit of hip hop history about you too. I was told that you used to break dance, and give me that experience. What? Just give me like a short, journey through your breakdancing and the hip hop culture itself. What brought you to that?
I got to shout out my boy Joey F. Way back in the days.
Joey F.
He's Joey. He lives in Japan right now, but back in the day, he's the one that got me into hip hop, got me into breaking, because he used to be like the breaker of Jacksonville, where like he would go to groups by himself. He'll battle, like it's just one man army. Just he'll battle these groups.
Oh wow.
Out in throughout Jacksonville, and he was a threat to be reckoned with. But yeah, I always enjoyed like just watching him. Like back in the day, I would try it myself, but I could never do like the stuff. But I always enjoyed like watching like breaking and stuff, and watching people dance. But like even b-boying has evolved, and we kept up with it. And of course, we had like videos of like Battle of the Year, and so the evolution of Battle of the Year, through the 90s, we'd watch it and we'd be like, oh man, the Japanese, they're crazy. They're like really good dancers. They have really good routines and stuff. But then like the evolution of b-boying, man, 2001, and this kind of ties into something I want to get into afterwards. But going back to the Koreans, the Koreans are crazy. Like in 2001, they just came out of nowhere. So what they did back in the day was, everyone had like power moves that people couldn't do. Like the big thing back in the day was like air flares. It's like, oh man, have you ever seen these guys? They can do like air flares and stuff. And then like when the Koreans came out, they had air flares plus combos. So they can do like air flare to head spin, back into air flare to flares. And we're like, what? Where did these guys come from? Like, how did they learn this so fast?
Right.
And like, so yeah, we were all hyped about that. And then like thinking back to it, that's when like internet and stuff started coming out. Yeah. So back in the day, remember like people had to buy a copy of like Beat Street, or like, you know.
Yeah, I remember that movie.
Everyone would like.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah, everyone would have to be like, how did they do that? And then they'd slow it down and stuff and learn how to do the moves. But now, like, you can learn stuff through like YouTube. Like there's all these like tutorial videos and stuff. So I think like through media, as going back to media, like it advanced their like dancing skills like way high. Like
nice.
Like very advanced dancing in such short period of time. And then of course we know the story of like the Korean crews coming out and like winning the Battle of the Year competitions, like
I remember
back to back, and it became like a really fierce battle throughout the year.
So for those that moves like the flare, of course you know what a head spin, get on your head and spinning. Yeah. Flare is two arms on the ground, legs are flying in a circular motion. Because we talk about b-boy terminology. Me and you know what that is. But
hold on.
Just go to YouTube. You can see all these moves.
I did some of that b-boy stuff.
No, we're not talking about you. We're talking about as for fans that's going to be watching this podcast.
Oh, okay.
I have to explain stuff. So, the flare movement. So these are breakdancing moves that he's describing. And the Battle of the Year is a big event where everyone around the world competed in a breakdancing event.
Yeah, it's a worldwide competition.
Right. So I'm definitely well aware of that.
It's crazy.
And we'll go back to that. There's a few more things. We'll take a quick break in a few minutes, but there's a few more things I want to ask K1 before we do. So K1, how do you feel? Again, you and I come from the underground, right? Mm-hmm. And hip hop is really from the soul, your real experiences. And unfortunately, there's different styles of hip hop. And this is something I want to discuss with you today. Mm-hmm. So let's say if I grew up in a very urban poverty neighborhood and they rap with a little slang, a southern slang, or they don't do kind of like the underground does. You know how it's all about being intelligent on your words and really, they're really about the lyrics. Mm-hmm. Well, I try to tell people there's different types of hip hop. Okay. Mm-hmm. We come from the old school, and it's all about lyrics. Well, times have changed, and they're coming up with catchy hooks and different sound. Not saying that you have to go back to that old formula, but we can't say that it's just not hip hop at all. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Because it's what they practice where they're from. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, go ahead. Going back to the origins of hip hop, it's if you take hip hop like back in the 70s or 80s, I think even in the 60s,
right.
Like hip hop was, it was like taking something out of nothing,
right?
Taking nothing out of something, turning it into something, turning nothing into something. That's what it was. But
I got you.
But yeah, you'd come up with your own like style back in the days and stuff like that. Like, And then hip hop, what it was people would it wasn't really like biting your style, but it was like being inspired, pretty much. So you get inspired from them. So you sort of like play off of their style, but then you take their style and then you make it your own. It's kind of like b-boying. Like when you're b-boying, you see somebody else do this move, you're like, oh man, what's that move? And then you try and copy it, but you do it in your own style. And then you go out there and you're like, oh man, where did you learn that? I like that move. Did you make that up yourself? It's like, no, man, I was inspired by other people. That's the culture of hip hop to me, is like learning from others and being inspired and the whole like community of it,
Gotcha. Okay, this is 7R Music Podcast. Again, we talk about a lot of things, different situations. We're going to do another roundtable round, but we're going to take a quick break.
Right.
And we appreciate you guys tuning in, and we're very excited about this new movement, this new wave with 7R Music. Mm-hmm. And shout out to all the other labels in the city. We don't feel like we're better than anyone else. Mm-hmm. We just want to bring real information, real talent, real music to the forefront of Jacksonville, and we want to make sure it's in a professional setting. We see this a lot. We see a lot of people having podcasts, but it's either in their garage, on the side of the road. We're trying to, they're not even dressed like we are. We're dressing professional. We're trying to change the game of Jacksonville. So please support what we do, and we will support you. That's the way it is. We're going to go to a quick break. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Have a great day. 7R Music Podcast?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Done?
Yeah.
See how I'm looking at you now?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Give your phone? Okay. You got to set it right.
Actually, he's going to set you up. He's going to get you right. Ooh, shout out. I ain't messing with you. Prince, I ain't messing with you right now. Don't start with me with that.
Your case is
I ain't gonna do it. I'm just trying to keep the juices going, brother. That's all. Just trying to keep that creativity.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I know.
Yeah, we're doing this because we care. We don't want to. We want everybody to be, because you're gonna be doing this when I'm gone. And if okay, here we go. All right, and you just hit that button. You want to go ahead and hit it now?
Whenever you're ready.
Y'all ready?
Yeah. Okay. So what are we gonna be before you want to make sure we do everything DC in order. So now we doing the second part, because I know we probably
second part. We want to let off with you. We're gonna go 1, 2, and 3.
So what you gonna interview me on this time?
Just random questions.
Okay, let's go.
Right.
Just random questions. Just pick it all up, Let's make it happen, Captain. I tell you. Let's get it.
Hit that record button.
All right, you want me to do a 5 count?
All right, we're live. No, we're live. Here, what's up, everybody? We're live. PodCast. Wade Williams, 7R Music. All right. Okay. All right. We got everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to 7R Music Podcast, where we talk about music, sports, business, and just motivation. I'm happy to be around amongst some good guys here. We got GMoney holding the camera. We got Southern Prince. We got K1. We're going to ask some questions. We're going to start with Southern Prince, 7R Music's gospel artist first, and we're going to do it like that, okay? So how's it going? Southern Prince?
What's going on? Everything going good. I'm happy to be here. 7R, let's get it.
Okay. All right, man. This is a great moment, a great opportunity for us all. We're here live podcast. Shout out to Facebook. Southern Prince, tell me a little bit about yourself and what's your mission with this 7R Music? And we know you've been working on a gospel album, and tell us a little bit about that.
So, everything's going good in the right direction. I'm ready for a fresh start. God, I truly believe in my heart that God got me around the right people that want to succeed and that want to see me succeed, because teamwork is going to make the dream work into reality. So right now I got a single out called it's called God Brought Me Back. It's been getting a good feedback on YouTube and social media, so everyone's grabbing to it. The song is, like I said, it's called God Brought Me Back. Everybody can relate to it, even if you're in the world, even if you're in church, because at the end of the day, we all need God in our life to progress the right way.
Right, and that's good. I'm glad you've decided to kind of really focus on your strength and through God. So that's a good thing.
Yes, sir.
So what's your experience with we used to be Shelf Records. Now it's 7R Music. We're the new wave of 2020. And how do you feel? What have you learned in that process? And where do you want to go with this 7R Music? You are the VP, a very important person, a part of this puzzle. So tell us a little bit about that, and tell us a little bit about where music is going for 7R Music.
Right. Now with the Shelf Records, it taught me valuable lessons that even though I'm in leadership, I still have to take note and take heed to what my team is saying, because at the end of the day, we all want to get to that next level, to be noticed and for everything to get out there. But what I learned with Shelf Records was that if everybody's not on the same page, it's not going to work. It taught me that you can have all the talent and diversity in the world, but right. If everybody's not listening to leadership, if everybody's doing their own thing, no matter what's going on, you got to show up to meetings, you got to be on time, you got to be punctual, and you got to be consistent. And Shelf Records, it started off with that, but it didn't end with it. And you got to be consistent no matter what's going on in the game and in your life.
Okay. So what do you feel as for where 7R Music now globally? What do you feel that needs to be done this go around? And what is your vision for this company?
Well, first and foremost, I feel 7R this time is everybody's on the same page. We learned a lot of lessons through with different individuals, different situations. We took mental notes and physical notes, what to do and what not to do.
Right.
So the only way we can go is up. And I believe we got the right team, the right players in place. We know there's an anarchy. We got the CEO, we got the VP, and we got the players on the team.
Right.
So that means if you're the quarterback and I'm the running back, it's not my job to throw the ball.
Right.
It's my job. You call the play, I got to do what I need to do. So when it's my time to pick up and go, I already know. I'm not trying to do your job. You're not trying to do my job. And if for 7R to work and go in the right direction the way God wanted to go, we got to be on the same page and same team. Now, as for the music, I appreciate the diversity. I appreciate being a gospel artist because it is a lot of competition. But one thing I had to learn from Wade Williams is that stay in my lane, be true to myself. And that's a valuable lesson you taught me, because when Shelf Records first picked up, I'm like, wow, these guys are moving. And the one thing you pulled me aside, because you know I was hurt by that, you was like, Prince, you got to stay in your lane. You in a whole different genre of music. And I took your advice. I humbled myself, and I'm doing shows all over Jacksonville, outreach, in churches, on the street corners. And it all comes into fact in doing what God has called me to do. So I feel like gospel hip-hop and Christian hip-hop and rap is on the rise if you're doing it the right way.
Nice. And that's very important. We're 7R Music 2020 is a fresh start, and we have no issues with anyone. We just want to do things the right way. Some people like to cut corners, and we're not a label of cutting corners. We're a label of diversity. We like all types of music. So we have an open door policy. If there's any issues with us, talk to us like men, and we can get it resolved. I wish the best for everyone. I don't have any animosity truly inside. I have no animosity against anyone. I just want to see more unity in Jacksonville. I want to see a lot of the other labels come together and really try to work together. And let's change Jacksonville. Let's make Jacksonville music great again.
I agree.
That's a new slogan we're going to use. Let's make Jacksonville music great again, and let's bring diversity. Let's bring energy and positive vibes. Let's leave that negative vibes back in 2019. We don't need it. We love everybody, and we just want to be successful. Okay, and Prince. So
yes, sir.
Music is changing. The digital world, visuals are important. What do you see for 7R Music in the future? What direction would you like for us to go? And what does it truly take to be an artist and to make it, from your point of view?
First and foremost, I see 7R going many different levels. There's so much experience with 7R. We got, like you said, with K1, he knows a lot about the K-pop, and that's taking a positive step in music. Like I've did some research on it, because at first I didn't know how to take it. But I know in order for 7R to make it in me, we got to have an open mind. Not, that's not going to work. Sometimes you got to take a step back, humble yourself, and see where this can come from, because this may end up helping my career or my group of where we're going. And I noticed a lot of those K1 artists, they are selling a lot of records globally.
Right.
And I was like, wow, these guys and girls, they get it. They understand teamwork, because it's like in the K1 group. I apologize. The K-pop groups, it's like about maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 of them, but they're all on the same page. And one thing stood out to me, and I know 7R is going to do this. They support each other.
Right.
They may not all see the same way, but when it comes down to the music, the money, the dream, they're all on the same page, going the same way. And if you do that, that doesn't leave work for the devil or any negative impact to come in. And I know 7R finally done figured out, we got to be in the same direction. We got to be on the same page. If you have an idea that'll work, my job is to support it. Right. If you need finances, it's my job to give the finances. So, because at the end of the day, we have what it takes to make it, if we truly figure out and do what we want to do with this music. Right.
Okay, and I'm going to give you a few moments, because we're going to have K1 and GMoney, a little quick interview as well. I'm going to give you an opportunity to ask me some questions, because normally the person that's kind of running the hosting does everything, but being that this is our first podcast, I want you to ask me some questions. I'll give you an open floor, and I'll answer them, and then we'll get to GMoney and K1's interview. Go ahead.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and shift it. We got my man Wade Williams, a.k.a. KingWadeFu, Mr. Mortai guy. So I'm going to go ahead and so what made you want to do music and entertainment, first and foremost?
Okay, well, music is in my family's blood. My dad was a gospel singer. My mom, Linda, shout out to Mom. She was a gospel singer too. I think that's how they met, if I'm not mistaken. So it's in my bloodline. We grew up listening to music. I remember my mom used to play Patti LaBelle. I remember hearing those. Yeah, we laugh. I remember hearing those tunes and melodies. So I think that helped us a lot. And then I got inspired by the 904 Clique, which one of the biggest artists and groups out of Jacksonville, and which was my family, Vic, rest in peace. They inspired me a lot, even though I was a great hip hop dancer and I went on tour with Kelly Clarkson, but they motivated me as for the music aspect. And I'm like, man, you know, I'm a good dancer, but man, I want to be with my brothers. You know what I mean? I want to understand. I want to do music. So that's kind of where the motivation really kicked in to be an artist.
Nice. I appreciate that, man. You have a lot of experience and you've been through a lot in the music business, even on a family. So you've seen different aspects in life with music. Also, what I do want to ask you, I know you were CEO of 7R, but as an artist, where do you see Jacksonville music presence and scene going in the near future?
In the near future, music is changing. Like I said in the previous podcast, pre-round, you know, it's starting to be very, very diverse. A lot of catchy hooks, simple verses, shortened. There's no more 3 verses. There's like hook, verse, and then done, or one more hook. So there's 2 verses. Back in the day, we used to do three verses, maybe have like 9 people on a track. But it's coming. We have a short attention span, so the music needs to be condensed, meaning smaller and stuff like that. So I see Jacksonville music being better in the next 5 years, but only if everyone come together. If they continue to hate each other, to bring negative vibes, we will never get to the.
Well said.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, and also because I know you have you do so much in the city of Jacksonville, man. You got, out of anybody I know, you got one of the biggest hearts, man. Your heart, like your heart span is like, it's one of the things that even motivates me. Is you're like became one of my mentors because I saw the hard work, I saw the grind, I saw the commitment. You know, starting out with you before stopping, and you still was going. So I definitely want to, and people don't give you enough credit for what you do for people, not just in music, but life, period. And you got to give credit where credit is due. And shout out to Sarah Poe and your wife sticking with you and everything. And I appreciate her, man, and even putting up with me. But back to the music. So you know where things are going. You know what it takes. But I got a question. Why do you think sometimes when not saying it's a fallout, but when people don't want to listen, and what have you learned from that and to keep on going?
Well, at the end of the day, artists are going to do what they want to do.
Very true.
Every artist feel like they have a way they want their career to go, and they have ideas in their head. And if you alter that idea and bring them something new to the table, for example, like when K1 brought the K-pop sector to us, you know, the natural instinct is it's new, I don't want to touch it. You know, but you have to have an open mind. Artists are gonna rebel, but I don't really hate artists for rebelling, or if they decide not to go with me as their management. The problem is that most artists don't know the full picture of this music industry. They think going to the studio, recording a song, I'm about to blow up. No, this music to me is only like levels. It's only like 20% of what you really need.
Very true.
You need that it factor, like walk in a room and people are like, man, that's that guy. You need the it factor. You need the work ethic in the studio. You need the funds. See, a lot of these artists are leaving out the funds part. They want to gimme this.
Yeah.
Wait, give me this, give me that, give me. But what are you actually bringing to the table? You know, if I'm going to invest my time and hard-earned money in an artist, how am I going to get a kickback? Because you're not selling records right now.
Very true.
So you have to bring something to the table. You see what I'm saying? Whether it's, hey, listen, this is some money to help me move this certain situations. You know, meet me halfway. I don't mind investing, but I have to see that you're just not a gimme type person, because that's not how this industry works. The higher you go up, you have to pay the DJs, promoters, I mean, probably even the A&R. You see what I mean? You have to constantly fork out money.
That's true.
But if I'm the only one that's constantly forking out money and not getting my return,
no kickback, right?
That's an issue.
You
see what I'm saying? What are you bringing to me to the table? I can get mom and pops and Joe and teach them how to sing in the studio and put them in the studio. You see what I'm saying?
Very true.
You being an artist in the studio, it has to be more. You have to have some other things that you're bringing to this company. Not just you can jump on the mic and rap and sing. I can get anybody to do that. I can co-write for them. And,
that's true.
And throw in, as long as they have the image. So for the future artists that are thinking of having me manage them or help their career, just know you have to bring something to the table, and you have to follow instructions. If I say, let's have a meeting at 5 o'clock, I call you, you don't answer your phone, you call me a month later, says, oh, my bad, my phone was broke. That's unacceptable. What business or that you can go into and work there and make excuses, not answer the phone or not come on time, they're going to fire you.
It won't work.
Exactly. So what we're trying to do with 7R Music is teach discipline, work ethic, work together, and unity. And at the end, we're family. So these are things they have to do in order to be successful.
That sounds good, man. I definitely, that even brings back things to remembrance to me. And everything you said was definitely on key and on point, because listening, a lot of times we want to get into this business. We think a quick hit. I know artists right now, they came out exploding, but then when the album dropped, it's like, wait, where are your sales at now? So a lot of times you have to sometimes listen and learn. And when you do fall, get back up, because at the end of the day, we still learn, we still striving. And I appreciate the interview and appreciate the time. And on the way out, is there anything else you want to let the people know about you, KingWadeFu?
We're going to touch that Muay Thai. So I'll be leaving soon to go to Thailand. And Muay Thai is a big thing over there. It's like their NFL. To, you know how NFL is big in America.
Yeah, we don't play around that ball.
You're right. Mm-hmm. Muay Thai is big over there. That's their foot. Yeah, Muay Thai and soccer. So I went over there. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little cocky, like, oh, I can get in the ring, and then I almost passed out in the ring. They drug me out of the ring, so I came back each year stronger and stronger and working, and I end up falling in love with it. And it's helped my health. I mean, those that know me for the last 3 years, I was a little heavy, and I got into Muay Thai, and everybody's like, Wade, man, you're dropping pounds fast. And there's so much more to Muay Thai that people don't know.
Absolutely.
And I'm motivated to educate them about it. So yes, jiu-jitsu is good too. Shout out to Arthur in Orange Park. Y'all go see him for jiu-jitsu. But just know that Muay Thai is so much bigger, the culture of it.
Absolutely.
The white crew dance, the prayer before.
It's powerful.
Yeah, blocking, when they do the white crew dance, they're blocking all the spirits from coming into the ring. See, they don't know about it. They think they're just walking around the ring with the headband thing on, and you know how Americans are. It's spiritual for them. So that's, and I'm a godly man, so I love that about that. So I'm going back to train. Who knows where it takes it? People have been asking, hey, wait, are you going to have a first fight? I'll fight anybody, but here's the thing. I'm not a dummy either. You have to make sure you have all the proper techniques. You have all the proper techniques before you get in that ring. So will Wade eventually be in the ring? Yeah. I'm not going to be probably fighting 20 fights a year, but I'll get in the ring and test my skills, because I'm very educated now on Muay Thai, and I'm getting on that level. So go ahead. And
one time, I know. Not to sidetrack, but I know your teacher is well known, and for more, and I've definitely seen the progression you have. So for more, I've seen you even train other people who came to work with you. So you're definitely on the up and up. But I seen a major celebrity one time went to your teacher for knowledge, and his name was I think it was Floyd. Was it Floyd Mayweather?
Yeah, it was Floyd Mayweather.
A lot of people don't know that, man. Why don't you go ahead and give us a little bit of insight on that, boss?
You've done your research. So I'm a big fan of Floyd Mayweather. I know a lot of people hate him or whatever, but I don't judge him, man. You don't know that man. You don't know his day-to-day life.
Well said.
You just see him posting money and stuff, but there's more to him than that. You see what I'm saying? So Floyd Mayweather, props to Floyd Mayweather, but he did go to my gym in Thailand and train. So that's big for me, because that's where I train in Thailand.
All right, well, that's pretty much going to end up concluding. Is there anything else you want the people to know, or are we good for now?
We're good for now. I kind of wanted to interview my man K1 and GMoney, but we're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll get back to them.
Sounds good. 7R, let's get it.
Okay.